Hi, James Harrison here to talk about an underrated drummer that is actually quite famous, but is somebody who seems like they always are on the cusp of something big and then left and went somewhere else and then it hit big. And that drummer is Ansley Dunbar. Now, I became a huge fan of Ansley Dunbar through the early work of Journey. And if you know Journey's early work, it was more of a progressive rock fusion type thing, not a formulated album-oriented FM type thing. And it was Greg Rowley, Neil Sean, Ross Valerie, and Ainsley Dunbar, and they had a lot of freedom to stretch out and do all kinds of things. And then when Steve Perry came in, they started changing to a more radio-friendly format. And I believe my understanding is Ansley wasn't the type of drummer who liked to be restricted or, play the same thing night after night. I can't verify that, but that's the things I read, things I had heard. And he was replaced by Steve Smith, who happens to be one of my favorites, but if not my favorite. The thing about Ainsley Dunbar, though, I had heard or read that he auditioned for Jimi Hendrix, and it came down to a coin toss between he and Mitch Mitchell. Mitch Mitchell won the coin toss. It became famous for playing with Jimi Hendrix. At the same time, Ainsley Dunbar played with Frank Zappa. Now, anybody who follows Frank Zappa knows there's a huge amount of drummers that came out of there that are considered some of the best drummers in the world. Ainsley, Chester Thompson, Vinny, Chad Wackerman, Terry Bozzio, just to name a few. And all phenomenal. And it seems like Ainsley, maybe sometimes Chester Thompson get left out of that conversation, but you don't get into Zappa without being able to play. And then he was in Whitesnake, and he did and I'm out of order, I know. He was in Whitesnake, and they hit huge with I'm drawing a blank on the name of the album, but the album was Still of the Night, and, I can't think of the name of the tune, sorry. But most people assume it's Tommy Aldridge because he toured with the band. It is Ainsley Dunbar on the record. And he also played with Starship for a while. And following the Journey thing. And they had some hits and some great drumming and stuff like that. He's a San Francisco guy, obviously, but he's always seems to be one of those guys that is like, after he's gone, they move to greater heights. And I'm not saying it's because of it. I'm saying it's that he's been unfortunate in that way because he's one of the best out there and should be more highly touted and highly ranked than what he is. Now, a lot of drummers will tell you he's fantastic, but the average person, when you mention drummers, his name doesn't pop up, and it should. So one of the most underrated drummers, in my opinion, out there, Ainsley Dunbar. Look him up. You're going to be surprised at what he's done. He's done a lot.